Welcome to another episode of Thought OPPS. I am one of your hosts. My name is Still Biz. Name gonna be across the top. We got another little guy over there.
What's up, y'all? I'm EJ Briz, Mr. My back hurt right now, and I'm getting old.
Oh, what happened to your favorite host?
Oh man, my back hurt today, man.
Okay.
I can't be your favorite host when I'm hurting.
Because I was gonna say, ain't nobody here to see you, Otis.
See, I switched up on you. So, yeah,
you messed up my joke.
Yeah. Good,
Hey,
good.
we got a phenomenal guest here today. This is one of my youngest best friends. This is my boy, Jason. I had to put him on the show. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
My name's Jason Boykins. I'm a kid from Akron.
Yes.
I claim Cleveland now.
Come on.
The city opened me with welcome arms.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest.
We did.
The city opened, had some open arms, so I'm claiming Cleveland now.
Yeah, me too. But we still Akron kids by nature. West Side.
Yeah, when I first met you, I used to talk about you being
Yeah, he gave me a hard time.
Yeah, I used to give him a hard time.
It was out of love, though.
It was out of love. This was my boy. He looked out for me. Did. You know what I'm saying?
Why you so cool with people from Akron, man? I just want.
It's only like 3 of y'all.
So
it's like 3 of y'all from there. And it's like 3 of y'all that I'm cool with.
He said it's just unfortunate y'all was born and raised there.
Yeah,
That's a good thing you moved up this way.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Both of y'all moved up this way.
Yeah.
You stay on.
How long you been up here?
For over 20 years.
Yeah.
I lived in South Euclid, Cleveland.
Just about everywhere.
Just about everywhere.
Yeah. And you've been up here. How long you been up here now?
It's been a minute. About a year or two before COVID, so whatever that is. I don't know.
4 years.
4 years?
Yeah, we just talking. Yeah, 4 years.
4 years. Yeah, because you was just talking about your garage door. You realize that was 4 years ago.
It don't feel like it.
Yeah, it
man.
don't. Man, it feel like yesterday. Yeah.
I told him my perception of time is
My perception of time is really off too. Ever since COVID, because COVID was like everybody was trying to find something.
It's kind of like it didn't really happen. That year really ain't happened.
That 2 years. Those are 2 years that really didn't happen. There was a lot of people going through things. A lot of people just still going through stuff. A lot of people and everybody during COVID was trying to find themselves.
Yeah,
like they was.
Man, people still trying to find themselves.
Yeah, people like a lot of people trying to y'all realize that a lot of people, what we talk about on the show a lot too. A lot of people in COVID like found groups, found gangs. A lot of people found cults. Like a lot of people found different political views. A lot of people just found a lot of stuff. It's people that I've talked to since COVID. And you talk to them on the internet, they feel like we in a different dimension. Like we living in different dimensions, and this dimension is a dimension we need to get to. Man, I'm telling you, it's a lot.
It made and broke people. Some people found a new job, new hustle.
Yeah,
entrepreneurship was real big during COVID.
It was fun. The funniest thing I think happened during COVID. I'm not saying I'm the greatest person, but I remember my barber. Like we just talking about barbers. I remember my barber. I was still paying my barber every week during COVID. He cuts my beard. I know I'm bald headed, but my barber cuts my beard, not my beard up. So I was still paying him during COVID. And he'd be like, man, I could just come to your house. I'm like, nah, anybody coming over my house go cut my hair. Yeah. But it was like, man, I posted on Instagram and on Facebook, I said, if you have a barber or a hairdresser, because this is the only way that they get paid, you should go ahead and continue. But man, they was.
You said if you can.
I remember that.
People was ripping me apart.
But that's their livelihood.
I said if you're able. I said if you're able, because if you're still getting paid, man, they ripped me apart. I'm like, man.
I appreciated that. I was still training people, but I had to meet them at the park, to get my training sessions going. Yeah.
But it was funny with my barber, like, I can come here. Ain't nobody coming over here. I ain't about to catch COVID. I was scared. I was really, really, really scared of COVID. So, go ahead, introduce yourself. Anything else you want to say about, we want to get.
I just graduated.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Exercise science. Got my bachelor's in that. I'll be going back to Kent State for my MBA in digital transformation.
Excellent.
So with that, I do plan on opening up my own gym soon. It's looking real soon.
Mm-hmm.
And just really, the mindset behind it is establishing a gym that empowers the members. So giving them resources that they can use in the gym to where they don't feel like they necessarily need a personal trainer. I am a personal trainer myself, so I like to help people. But also my philosophy as a trainer is by the time we're done with our training sessions, if I was to move or if you were to move, relocate, you'll be able to have all those tools and resources to continue your fitness journey without me. So that's really important for me.
Hey,
that's a good. It's always good when you have a good trainer that you could just remember or you've written down all the things that they told you, so you could bring those things with you when you're trying to do it again.
So, especially to keep you motivated, you can retain that, everything you learned and everything.
Yeah,
so
it's important in our community to maintain your health.
Ooh.
And that's really what it is for me. Diabetes is and high blood pressure is real big in my family. So
my father.
If you can be like that fitness expert in your circle, in your family, and just, tell them just small little tidbits that can help them, that can go a long way.
Yeah, because, us as black men, we have, a hard time going to the doctor. And I'm not saying, because a lot of times,
you don't go to the doctor unless you feel sick. Unless something's really wrong.
And then on top of that, then when you do go to the doctor, you being a black male, they kind of just discredit. A lot of times how you feel and everything. So you don't want to deal with all that.
It's funny because we talk about certain things about being black and certain things that we have to go through, and sometimes our trauma we expect to go through bad things because we're black, and then sometimes it doesn't happen. But I have actually went to the doctor before. It was a female doctor, it was a young white lady, and I could tell. I mean, because the hardest thing to prove is racism. But I could tell that the way she was treating me, because she was a new doctor, the way she was treating me was because of something about me.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you what I had, but there's nothing sexually transmitted, but I had something.
Why are you looking at me?
But it was something quite obvious. It was something quite obvious that I'm ill, and I was asking her, for help with my job, and she just started dogging me like I was trying to take time off work, but it was something but like I was talking to like some sisters that work there, and it was like that's how she treats certain people that come there. So it's crazy, and this was years ago. It's crazy, and I appreciate when stuff like that happens to me, because I don't think all white people are bad. I just think that America gives us an idea to how to feel bad about being who we are.
It's not, it's not just white people, because I've had this situation
with black people too.
With Indian.
With black people too. Like we all learn from our trauma. We all learn from this idea that's placed upon us that you're gonna go through this if you black, and sometimes you don't even go through it. You know what I'm saying? But I just like when it happened. I like when stuff like, let me get back to what I'm saying. I like when stuff like that happen because it reminds me that the world ain't perfect.
Yeah.
It reminds me that the world ain't perfect, and every white woman doctor ain't like that. I know some great white women doctor. I know I know great people, different races that do everything. It's just that you just gotta realize the world ain't perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I had a situation like that happen with me because I had a doctor that told me like, because I have sciatica. Like, oh, it's just sciatica. It's nothing serious. And I'm like, well, yeah. I'm like, my back hurts. You know what I'm saying? Every morning when I'm waking up and bending over or whatever. So I switched my doctor. I'm not even about to go through this. So I mean, it is what it is.
Go ahead, you want to say? Because you're about to be working in the medical field now too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, just make sure you treat people right.
You got to pay it forward, because you're going to be in that position one day when we're going to be seeking help. So.
Yeah. You got a long time. You still young. And
that's why I try to stay in the gym. Although there's benefits from being in the gym, it's just ultimately longevity and good health.
Yeah.
Everything else is just a cherry on top.
Yeah, and you got to, eat right.
That's
my biggest pet peeve. Man, don't get me started on that.
So all right. So in the last month, I've lost a lot of weight because I go up and down. Everybody know that I'm like Luther and Oprah. You know what I'm saying? My weight go up and down since high school. So the funny thing is, what it is the food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my friend told me, shout out to Anthony, shout out to Phil, and shout out to Will. Because I had to ask 3 different people, so somebody could tell me, so somebody could discredit the other person. But it never worked. They all said the same thing.
I gotta hear them complain about y'all. So
they all told me what Anthony said. They all told me that cheat day stuff, you gotta get rid of it. They like, because you've been cheating most of your whole life. They was like, your body is different than somebody else's body. They was like, and Anthony said, it seemed like you are like. He was like, it seems like carbohydrates is something that you're very sensitive to.
Right.
He's like, so you got to just make sure that you just cut. So since doing that, my clothes getting big as hell again. You know what I'm saying? So I cut the carbohydrates. I've been eating like fruit for breakfast, and it's filling as hell. Phil said continue to eat the peanut butter, but not with the bread. Make sure eat like they told me one thing. They told me, and I'm asking everybody. We'll talk about the shrimp.
Yeah, you don't like shrimp?
They tell me to stop eating shrimp.
It's kind of like the bugs of the ocean.
Yeah, they like stop eating shrimp. They like it's high in sodium and it's high in cholesterol. They like just eat fish.
Yeah.
And then man, it was hard because I felt fancy when I was eating shrimp all the time. I felt
if your vitals check, I don't see nothing wrong with it. If everything is in line, blood work and stuff.
Well, I get it, but my vitals been checked. But I do get it. Like if it's working, I'm just gonna say forget it. You know, since it's working, I'm just gonna say forget it. So we're gonna come and we're gonna talk about the whatever book I'm reading. I don't know if Eric didn't bring the book. We also gonna talk about these hot topics that's going on. So the hot topics we're gonna talk about denouncing from the Divine Nine. It's crazy that's a hot topic because people have been doing this, and also the Cameron interview on CNN. So we're gonna talk about those when we come back. Okay, so books. Eric has no books because he doesn't.
I'm still reading my book from last
week.
I'm on page 100 right now.
Yeah,
it's 200. It's 242 pages.
You can knock that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna knock about next week. I'm gonna be done.
Yeah, what book are you reading again? Dr. Seuss. But anyway,
it's crazy.
Yeah, so I am reading. Well, I just got done reading Healing Trauma and Restoring Wholeness with the Internal Family System Model. It's a book called No Bad Parts. This was I'm gonna say it was the best book of this type that I read this year.
And what's that type?
As far as like psychology type book. Okay. You know what I'm saying? This was the best psychology type book that I've read this year.
Explain that to the people.
Yeah, because it's teaching us about how we have these no bad parts, meaning that things that are inside of us, like that we are learned behaviors based on what happened previously in life when we're like younger. Like you know how like sometimes you would get to the point where you get upset about something and it triggers you, something that's triggering. That's something that comes from your childhood. And it talks about how you need to introduce yourself to every part of you because that's how you learn how to deal with those. And it's crazy because they was talking about this certain part in this book. They was talking about people that it had a exercise where I wonder if y'all could do this exercise where you had to think about somebody that really triggers you.
Oh man,
Can you think of somebody that really,
that's everyday
I'm
work.
gonna say most definitely, and to piggyback off of what you talking about with the book, this year has been a real big year for me with communication because I'm real quick to just cut stuff off, just ignore it, and just move on about my day. But I've been putting more of an effort into communicating my issues and kind of, if things patch back up and work, cool. If it don't, it's fine. But just kind of having that understanding of like this upset me, acknowledging what, letting the person know like this bothered me, and just leaving it alone and just keep it going.
Yeah. Because that's the only way you work with stuff. If that's the only way you work through stuff. Yeah. If you have a conversation about it, and that's one thing that's missing in our community too. Yeah. Because sometimes we, because I was reading a part of the book and I was like, that's like crazy in the black community how we deal with some type of how we deal with certain things. Because it's where like we get real upset about stuff, and then the first thing is to go to getting mad and cussing somebody out or getting violent and stuff like that, and that we have to talking stuff out makes you realize how trivial certain things are.
I think sometimes that's true, but I think sometimes even when you try to talk things out, it all depends on who the person is who you're talking to, because some people are just so self-centered and so selfish. You could tell them what's bothering you, and they'll take what's bothering you and turn it, make them self the victim. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, that's a narcissist,
and that's having the maturity to acknowledge that and understand it,
because there is a thing called emotional maturity. Like if you're emotionally mature, you know how to deal with certain things, and people that do that where they try to make they're not unaware that they're doing that.
Yeah, just like just for example, I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and I did what you did. I expressed to them something that bothered me, and the first reply was like, "Well, I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to argue." And I was like, "Well,
every disagreement is not an argument."
Yeah, and I was like, "Do you realize how your response was?" I said, "I was letting you know something that bothered me, and the first thing you said is I." You know, about what you want to do. So, you know, like you said, you just have to deal with people that's emotionally mature.
Yeah, and it's funny because we have to learn how to maneuver through the earth and learn how to how to deal with people, right?
Yeah.
So when I was reading the book, one thing I learned about is that when I react certain ways and get upset and just want to just argue, and that's a sign of immaturity, because what's triggering me leaving me back to where I was when that certain thing happened. So that's why I have to talk to that part of me. You know what I'm saying? You have to treat every part of you like it's a different person too.
Oh.
That's what it talks about in the book. And then the forward, it's funny. The forward is written by Alanis Morissette. I'm sure you don't know who that is because you're too young. Yeah. Do you know who Alanis Morissette is?
Singer,
yeah, from Canada, which is like crazy. Like that Alanis Morissette. What movie was she in? She played God in the movie.
If she was in the Tubi movie,
Dude, it was one of the best movies ever. Oh, but you watched regular movies back then.
Yeah,
she played God. It was bad in a good way.
I definitely don't remember that.
Dogma.
I've never seen that.
That movie.
What year is this movie?
Shut up.
Look.
Yeah, I'm like what, a year up under you in age, and
so this was like 1980.
Whatever, dude. In 1980, I wasn't even born. Again, Christian. But yeah, this book is a really good book. I'm not even gonna lie. I actually did the exercise in the book and was able to, get a better psychological view of myself. So I really enjoyed this book. I'm gonna be reading this next. Anthony gonna be reading it too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be reading it. I hope he don't be acting like he reading it and don't read it. He's like, "You gotta read the book, bro." Yeah.
Shout out, Anthony.
Shout out. He's gonna be like, "Me and my wife said, no, you gotta read the book, bro." So the Untethered Soul, The Journey Beyond Yourself. We're gonna be reading that. And the book club is reading this book, and I already read it, so I ain't gotta read it. I'm not revisiting it. I'm not going. This actually is my favorite fictional author, but this is not one of my favorite books. This book, I don't like slavery books no more.
Man, you don't read how many slavery books?
Probably like, dude,
too many over
here.
I feel like I'm a slave now.
And
he's like, I ordered the book. Like, oh, this book gonna be good. I'm like, what? You running from who?
It's
Man,
like how many aspects and ratios can you go when it comes to slavery? Like, how many perspectives can you take?
And that's the one thing about just media and different forms of media. It's like with us, we do a lot of great, phenomenal things that's overlooked, overshadowed, undervalued, and it's like that's portrayed. It's like we are very dope people that have done a lot of great things.
A lot of great things, and it's other than being a slave.
Yeah, man, that's all you get. Slavery.
Yeah, you get like slavery.
I don't really watch slavery, man. If it's a movie or a book that got slavery,
that's just like in the school system. They only teach you about the three main African Americans in society. It's like it's more than just those three people. You got all these other ones.
What they're trying to take away. Just teaching color, period.
How you feel about that? I know Florida was real heavy on that.
Yeah, how do I feel about that? I think that makes absolutely no sense because how you gonna teach history without teaching history?
Yeah. Right.
Like it's kind of like everybody's history is a part of who they are, and then sometimes history you need to know history just so you don't repeat it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then I hear a lot of people like, well, maybe we need to forget those parts of history because those are really like rich Kanye type people talking, and people that kids don't really have to go to school with other black kids, and just like make them feel like they're, that they're not actually who they are as a human being. Like you're black, you were born black, and there are certain things that you probably possibly have to go through. There are certain things that is trauma is probably fed to you too. You have to know the difference. But I think that they still should teach Black history in schools. So I feel like that's very important.
They should teach all history.
Yeah,
like you said, it's history.
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't run from it, or it's something that you're learning. that, so hopefully in the future you can make things better, but it seems like people don't want to make things better, so I mean,
people just want things in a way to where they can benefit from.
Well, there's a whole we was talking about this in the book club last week. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about it. Went to the book club, we talked about what book did we talk about? I forgot. We had to talk about that last week. Okay, so we was talking about, it's a whole new set of type of people where they like grind culture. Mm-hmm. There's a whole new type of people where like everybody want to be an entrepreneur, and a lot of people and everybody not supposed to be an entrepreneur, because the world doesn't work like that. Mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? Just like everybody ain't supposed to be a singer, right? You know what I'm saying? Because the world don't work like that. But it's a new thing that's fit, and then it's a lot of people like, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. A lot of young people I would say, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. So what you gonna do? Entre and then Ponor, you're just gonna be Paul.
You know what? I like that. What's the word I can use? Liberation. I like the liberation aspect of it. Is self-empowering, and I'm always for people and self-empowerment, especially like with, I guess you can say, the generation that's like mid-20s and down, because times are changing, especially with the digital era on the up and coming, and it's just getting better with technology. So it's a lot of availability to resources to have access to do certain things. You don't have to hold inventory in a physical location when it comes to products. You can do a lot of marketing online. You don't need newspapers and billboards. But entrepreneurship ain't built for everybody.
And one thing I can
it's
say,
not built for everybody.
And one thing I can say, I have known you for a long time, and I would say that you have been one of those people like, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to do this, but you have always taken step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. You know what I'm saying? And you've always educated yourself. Always. And you always, and every time I see you, every time we run into each other, every time I talk to you, you are not the same person that I talked to before.
Development
I could tell that you've added a degree of not even so much intellect, but you've added a degree of knowledge to who you are. Like, you're very easy to talk to. I can tell that you're a communicator. You know what I'm saying? Because you're comfortable with yourself, because you're getting to know yourself. Because when I first met you, you were just a little kid, and you just was like, I'm messing with you.
I'm just turned 28, so I was probably like 23. I was like fresh in college still. Yeah. So a lot has changed over the time.
Yeah, so
a lot.
Yeah.
Self-development.
It's been that long, man.
Yeah, when I moved up here, I was about 22, 23.
You old,
No,
man.
I'm still 20. Dude, I'm still the same age I was like 6 years ago. Like, I haven't aged a bit. I'm like Benjamin Button. Okay. You just look like a little man. Shut up.
Man, I'm all of my 43 years.
He said I wear it proudly. I earned that.
Damn, I'm doing a show with an older dude. You so they like, but why you so short? No, go ahead.
Like, man, I grew up in the 80s. I'm jokes over.
Are you reading anything? Yeah. Jay?
Well, you just got finished school.
Hold on. He just got finished school. I gave you a book like so many years ago. You still ain't finished that book. Think Fast, Think Something.
So this is my issue. When it comes to books, I enjoy reading books. I enjoy learning. But when I felt like I learned enough that I could use and apply in my life at that point in time, I put the book down and I apply it.
This dude do not read fiction then.
No. I read financial literacy books.
I know. I remember.
Anything health and science related, or more like self-help books like Thinking Fast. What is it?
Think Fast. The book that I
Think
gave
Fast, Talk Slow. I really don't remember the second part to the title.
I just gotta go and look.
But then the other one is a real good. It's a short read. Who Am I? And just really like kind of getting you in that mental place and space of being comfortable with who you are, or just kind of searching for yourself. Yeah. Because a lot of people get lost.
Yeah. I mean, that's good what you just said, because, a lot of people, you just hear them say, like, I'll read, but, like...
Read what?
Yeah, but you said you read and you apply it to your life or whatever, so... that's
because some people will read a book and don't take nothing from it, don't remember what it was about. They just know they read it.
Yeah, it's called Thinking Fast and Slow.
Thinking Fast and Slow. There we go.
Why does it seem like it had a different title though?
I have no. I was adding too much to it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Then the other book, you have me. I ended up buying it. The The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F is
the subtle. Man, it's really.
I got that book.
Yeah, I gave it to you, right? Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it was really, really a good. And another good book to read is Learn How. Is it called The Art of Saying No?
Yep.
That's a really good book to read, and it's kind of like after I read that book, because no is a complete sentence, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
you said that the other day.
Yeah. So no is a complete sentence. So I kind of like was saying no a lot more, and then that kind of ended. Like because
People have a hard time of saying no because of confrontation.
yeah, it's confrontation, and I'm a people pleaser by nature.
Yep.
So it's kind of like
I'm the total opposite.
Yeah,
I have
he's not-
no,
yeah,
Look,
problem.
no filter, don't care.
he's
no.
definitely not like that.
Nope.
He like. It's funny because people be like, yeah, you gotta keep somebody like Eric around because I'll be so optimistic about everything.
Exactly.
Somebody call me and be like, oh, I'll be optimistic, and then Eric be like, man, I'm telling you, it's not going. This ain't how it's gonna go down. And I'm like, whatever. He's negative.
Right.
Eric. Then we go into the situation, and he was right.
I should have listened to you.
I should listen. And you know what? Somebody said you always got to keep somebody like that
I'm
around.
a no guy.
For sure.
You always got to keep
They
somebody-
balance you out.
because they balance you out. Because it's not because this is what was said. Their intentions is not a envious or a wicked intentions.
Yep.
Their intentions is to protect themselves and protect you in those situations.
Right.
So you always got to keep people like that around. So nobody else is reading. I'm the only one reading.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna read my book. I'll be finished next week. I'll tell y'all all about it next week.
Okay, whatever. Okay, we just started. Yeah, we started. Yeah, we just. He just said. I just kept with a new word right in between because he said something about me being from.
They might as well hit Drake with that. You caught your sis.
Yeah, he said something about me being from Jamaica, and that's why I ain't sweating. He said, I said that he culture sis. That was.
Whatever
That was
is.
an act of being like kind of like racist, but
Racist
about
towards
culture.
your culture.
Yeah, that was being negative towards my culture.
No, that was a compliment.
Okay, thank you.
I wish I could sit in the heat and not sweat.
He must don't know that I be sweating. Because when you first came in, I was. Oh no, that was you. He was like, man, you about to sweat through that shirt. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we first came in and stopped drinking that coffee. That's what it was too. And I drank the water. So yeah, so we're about to ask you a few questions.
We're
We're about to get all up in your business. So old girl told me. No, I'm just
I'm like, oh wait.
No, so how did you get started in fitness?
Pretty much started with high school sports. I had my first injury, dislocated my shoulder a couple of times, and I seen the value of being in the gym, of actually doing things to help prevent those type of sports injuries from happening, and it was really impactful on me. Then I had a couple other life traumatic experiences, car accidents, not wearing seatbelts. And they was like, if you weren't just in such great shape with actually having muscles to protect your joints
When
and
was
stuff.
this?
This was my sophomore year at college. I was going to Cincinnati to go see a friend, not wearing a seatbelt, got T-boned, almost went through the windshield, and had to go to the emergency room. So that was crazy. That was a crazy experience. Walked out of there with just a couple of scratches, and that was it.
You know how you can tell I'm old? Because I can't remember the last time I ain't wore my seatbelt. I wear my seatbelt to go up to the street.
Wear your seatbelt.
Wear a seatbelt.
Wear the seatbelt.
Yeah, I was in 2 car accidents last year. Wear your seatbelt.
Would you have on your seatbelt?
Yes, I did.
But you know the car accident that put me in a coma? I got in the car accident. I told you about that. Yeah, I was in a coma for 7 days. I did not have on a seatbelt. But they have this weird little theory, like, if you had on a seatbelt, you would have died. They said...
Because sometimes they can pull on the arteries and like...
Yeah, so they said if you had on a seatbelt, you would have died. Well, that's what the doctor said. But how do they know? I mean, because I didn't have on a seatbelt.
Right. Just in theory. In
Yeah,
theory.
so how's this theory, like... Because they're like, you have a 40% chance of living. But go ahead, you was going to ask the question.
I was about to answer the question, but you always say my questions are stupid.
It was a joke. Go ahead, ask the question.
So with you training...
Oh, God, that question's stupid. But go ahead.
You getting into fitness and training or whatever, how is that like a fulfillment to yourself? Like, is
I just enjoy helping people. It just helping people grow and develop. I'm real big on self-development and growing myself. So just watching others do good and improving themselves, helping them build confidence, that just gives me joy.
That is, and he's telling the truth because he is a Mr. Nice
Well, I mean,
guy.
you can tell by his personality.
He's a Mr. Nice guy.
I just like seeing
he always want to help people.
I love a good underdog story, so I just like everybody just to win. I'm just that genuine person. I don't care what you're doing. I want you to win.
See, we have more people like that in the world, man. It'd be a better place.
Well, the thing is, he's from a small town called Akron, so it's kind
you see us Akron dudes, man. Hey,
yeah, y'all always want people to win. I want people to compete, and I'm
good for competition. We can compete, but you know, whoever I'm supporting, they gotta win. They gotta get it.
How do you go about finding these clients?
That's a good question.
Or do they go about finding you?
Between social, like the recent clients that I got recently, they was just on Instagram and they were just looking up personal trainers, and I'm very blessed to have the good people in my corner. To they make sure that I keep everything polished and keep a certain type of image online, because that is right now social media is basically your website. Kind of going back to that generational thing.
Dude, haven't we had that conversation? I told you that a long time ago that social media is very important.
It's very important. So keeping your image, keeping your brand, your face is your image. That's your business card. So you want to keep your social media clean and less controversial as possible. If you want to have stuff like that, make a private page if that's what you want to do. But I keep my personal page is my business page. So anything on there is just strictly related to training, and that's it. So that's how most people find me, besides referrals.
Okay. Well, going back to that, because we've had a lot of trainers on this show, and I always ask them, when it comes to social media, you see all these fad diets, you see all these influencers with these, lose weight quick.
It's all a scam.
Yeah,
it's all a scam.
Tricks and eating this and just eating that and everything. So when you get a client and the client comes to you and they come to you and ask you, well, how can I do something like this influencer to get what I need to do? How do you tell that client that it's not, physically possible to do that?
I basically just shoot it to them straight. I'm like, after hearing them out on their type of, because everybody got wife, kids, whatever. Let's be practical. I'm real big on being practical. If you can only come to the gym 3 times a week, there's no special diet, there's no special workout. We need to be able to do everything by the books. I'm a numbers guy when it comes to training. We're going to have to eat these type of foods. You can have pleasure foods is what I like to use now. You can still enjoy the small things, but being mindful in what you do. You don't have to do everything perfect, but you have to do most things right.
Yeah.
So I'm real big on that because I mess up on it myself. Yeah. So it's like I understand and I can relate. So when I prescribe somebody a nutrition plan, I go about it and asking them, what do you already buy? And let's just stick to that because you like it. It's feasible for you. And let's just monitor the portion sizes. And usually most people go from being inactive to coming to me to being active. So you're already going to see some type of change because you weren't doing anything in general. So you take that and apply and add it with just portion sizes throughout the week, then you'd be good to go.
Okay, so that's what you're trying to accomplish with each client.
Yeah.
Make sure you learn them and make sure they learn their body.
And keep it sustainable, because with these fad diets and these workout regimens, you can do keto and lose a lot of weight, but as soon as you starting to reintroduce carbs back, bread, pasta, you're gonna blow back up.
Do people be like, I know that it's easy for you to get big, easy for you to get in shape, like not easy, I wouldn't say easy.
I like to eat.
Yeah, because you do. I didn't see you just.
I like to eat.
I didn't see you. Cause I see you got fat before.
Yeah,
and I know that you're going to work towards something else.
Yeah.
Do people be like? Because that's intimidating to me. That you could do that. Do people get intimidated by that? To I want Jason to train me, but it's like it seemed like it would be harder for me to do what he does. Because I don't see you get fat, got a gut, and don't care. You training, and then 2 months later, you be like, yeah, I'm training right now, and 2 months later, you rip the hell up.
I haven't personally had anybody say that, and I guess
they don't say it, but can you tell like they feel it, like intimidated?
They might hint and kind of joke at it, but then just me being like the type of person I am, it's like the intensity levels is too different. levels. Like, I've been doing this for a while. I don't expect you to go as hard to be as straight. It took me time to get to where I'm at. Because even when I was in like past relationships, we used to go sneak out at night, go get a box of donuts from Krispy Kremes and drink slushies. Like I used to be that guy. So after I started to get more serious with my fitness journey, certain things I got more disciplined with and just stopped doing in general. So it just take time. And I just tell everybody that, like, don't look at me. Just, it's your process, it's your journey. Just stick to that and just keep your eyes on your lane. And you'll be all right.
Because I know a lot of times people look at, like, they see you and they were like,
it's good for inspiration, but like, don't get too caught up on what the next person is doing or where they're at.
I mean, you can use people for motivation, but a lot of times they feel like if they don't achieve that look, then it's like, oh, I failed or whatever.
Right, and it's
like they spiral back to how they used to be and everything.
As long as you're just the best version of you, that's what matters.
That sounds really like insulting. As long as you're the best. What if they ain't no good version of me?
He talking about I'm negative. I'm negative.
I know you compete too.
Yeah, I got a show coming up in 3 weeks.
How do you prepare?
That's well, number one, stress. Stress management would be my number one go-to. As far as trying to get in shape for a bodybuilding competition or just losing weight in general, stress management would be my number one. The effects of stress, it will increase a lot of systems and hormones in the body to help it will work against you when it comes to losing weight. Just period. You can do everything right, diet, train, sleep, but if you stress, it's just not going to happen. I was currently going through a situation where stress was kicking my butt, and I was like freaking out because I wasn't dropping weight, and I was like at a plateau for a couple of weeks. So I had to like reevaluate my circle and stuff like that and kind of distance myself from certain situations. Then everything was able to get back on track as far as the training, diet, and rest.
That's good. So when you compete, are you still training while you compete?
Like training clients? Oh, most definitely. So don't stop.
So how do you juggle, like, training for a show and, having clients?
Time management. That has been my biggest thing this past 3-4 months. I also work at a nursing home. So I've been working like 60 hours a week at the nursing home. So a regular day for me is working at a nursing home from 7 p to 3 a. Then I have a 3-hour break and I'll go to the gym at 6:30 in the morning and I'm at the gym for 12 hours. Training clients, then somewhere in between time, I train and work out for my competition.
You always been like super Jamaican anyways. Like 50 million jobs.
So is that culture? So would you just say is that culturalist? Would you say he's super Jamaican?
Well, Jamaicans always have a whole bunch of jobs. They always think they can do. Man,
does that fall under the umbrella?
Dude, that's how my father got his job. My father, they asked him could he do something when we first came to America, and my father could not do what they asked him to do. But the attempt that he made him look like he was good at it, and he had like 7 million jobs when he was growing up down by the beach. Ooh man, working 60 hours and working.
Yeah, I get a thrill from working. I love it. I love the grind. I just love to see how much I can cram in a day. Because that was one of my goals this year. Don't waste your 24 hours. Everybody has the same 24 hours. And I've been around a lot of people that are well established with businesses and stuff. So I have made it an emphasis to do everything in my will to get to my goals and to.
That's that young person. That's that young person energy. That's all I'm saying.
And he's smart as hell.
I'm
looking at you like I bought a smart one to the show.
Yeah, that's that young person energy. Right
Eddie from Akron. This is how really Akron should be. You sure you from Akron? E? You probably from. What's outside of Akron? What's the next city outside?
You might as well say what, Green. Go a little bit more south.
From Akron.
So you just completed school.
Yep.
Again, we talked about that. So what's your next mission for your completion with your education?
So the next step, as far as like education wise, is me going back to Kent State for my MBA with it specializing in digital transformation. So with that, basically, it would be me helping businesses integrate technology into their systems with automation. AI is a big thing nowadays. A lot of stuff is using AI. So just helping them convert into using more updated technology and systems to making their operations and user preferences run a lot more smoothly and more efficiently.
Man, you probably get somebody smarter than you.
I would never bring somebody like that on the show. Go ahead. No, I mean he's on. I know Jason be modeling and stuff.
A little bit here and there.
I know he do entertainment stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I dibble and dabble.
Yeah,
man.
he dibble and dabble. I know he been doing that for a while. So I'm at my gym, and I'm like,
our gym.
Oh, you be there too?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So my son work at the gym too. So, so I'm at the gym and I see this flyer and I see Jason on the flyer. And then what was funny is I was talking to a young lady and I was like, oh, I know this dude. But it seemed like they tried to treat you like you was a superstar. She was like I'm name dropping. I'm like, he about to do our podcast. She's like, I'm like, I know him. Like, he's nobody. But
well, I mean, speaking of that, man, we talked all about work. We talked all about school, man. What did you do, man, to relax, to have fun? You know, tell us what you.
What I do to relax?
Yeah, man.
I'm a working man. My great grandfather was a working man.
Man, you gotta relax and do something, man.
The gym. That's my therapy. That's where I decompress. Like the gym is really my life.
Do you listen to music?
Oh yeah, I love music. What's the word? Bi-generational when it comes to music. So jazz, island music, Hispanic music, hip hop, rap, a little bit of rock
as soon as you say island music, I just looked at him.
No, what's funny is
here you go.
What I used to always say about you back in the day.
A lot.
About you act like an old man.
Oh yeah, I'm an old soul for real.
That's good.
Yeah, a lot of people in my immediate circle is legit older than me by at least 10 plus years.
Yes, I know. Yeah. You're an old person.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, that's how I was growing up, man. I think that's why I'm so mature, man. Hanging around older, people.
Yeah,
knuckleheads.
Yeah, I hung around everybody, and I didn't. I think I've been mainly hanging around people my age. Except my brothers, but they're only like 2 or 3 years older than me. And then my brother's friends. So now that's kind of like the same age group.
Right. No, that still is.
Yeah, that's still like the same age group. But my parents, like, it's not till I got real old, like a lot older, and I started meeting younger people. Because before younger people get on my nerves. But some of them are like a lot smarter than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the only young friends that I've had that's like super young that I would consider like my friends is probably you and Jerome. Because y'all dudes is like you not even 30 yet.
2 more years.
Yeah.
Jerome
30. Like
good old days, man.
Yeah. Well, for me it was just a couple of years ago.
God,
but but by my social media age, yes. my Instagram age, yes. I'm probably a little bit younger than
He's 32 on Instagram.
Yeah, thank you.
Whatever floats your boat, man. So, with everything you're doing, do you have a team? You want to give anybody shout outs?
Yeah.
Anybody help you out, train, whatever you got.
You look like I hate everybody.
Man. I would say I have to shout out my guy Art. He a mentor, a good business mentor. He moved up here from Texas a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So
Art, my bruh.
Yep.
Shout out to Art.
You know.
Go ahead.
So he stayed by my side. He be holding it down when it comes to the different business ventures and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta tell you about this one, right? So we had a partnership with a nonprofit. They were, what's the word I'm looking for? Case managers. Mm-hmm. So they were using our services of personal training as exercise therapy to work with like in troubled inner city youth. Okay. So they would come for us for their activity for the week, and we'll use exercise and personal training to help them out. Okay. So that was like one of the business ventures we had. It was a good run while it lasted. Mm-hmm. Didn't last too long. They were a nonprofit and
they had no profit.
Yeah. So that was good. So like, no, that's my boy. We be getting to it. We always trying to be forward thinking and like another business propositions and like what we can do to just spread the personal training love around.
He is a good person.
No, he's a great guy. Like he's like genuine, like super genuine.
He's alpha.
Especially when you do stuff to help out the community.
Yeah.
Like you know, I'm always in the community doing my part.
Matter of fact, he needs to come on the show.
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah, like that would not make any sense for me doing a show and we wouldn't bring Art.
You gotta bring the bro on there, man.
Huh?
You gotta bring him on there.
Yeah, alpha. Have we had an alpha on the show yet? Another alpha on the show? Yeah, we did. Yeah. Okay, shut up. So what's next? What's next?
You gonna tell me to shut up, man?
Because I was trying to remember. I feel like I'm getting old. Well, so what's next?
What's next? I guess I can let y'all in on the scoop.
Hey man, everybody always break the news on the Thought OPPS, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can break the news.
Yeah.
So like, it's looking real good. I have somebody who's like really see like my vision, who believes in me. That's like real serious and being like an investor in me and opening up my own location for a gym. So it's been getting real serious out here lately. So that's why I've just been trying to just stay focused and just stay grounded.
How much your membership fee gonna be? Because I got to make sure that. I'm just playing.
You're not getting nervous and scared.
Yeah.
The way,
because you know I had lifetime, and I had to cancel my lifetime though because I wasn't even going.
The way I would like to set up my membership, I would make it'd be worth it. It's just it'd be a different type of business model that would make it unique compared to all the other gyms.
That sounds expensive. No, I'm just playing. I'm playing.
It's all economical, man. It's all economical.
You know, he not to use them big words to get up in your pocket. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, man. So we about to move on to the next part of the show. We're about to talk about these topics. I know Jay is kind of like he don't want to say too much because he got to make sure his image is protected.
For real.
First topic is something that's been. I don't know why this is such a big deal and such a hot topic right now. I mean, I got people like Eric hitting me up, like people like. I mean, I got everybody
because it's like
because I don't know, but it's always been that. Like,
I've never heard of dude.
Okay, so there's a lot of people that's denouncing their fraternity.
What does that mean?
Sororities and sororities. So denouncing mean that when they denounce, they mean that they do not want to affiliate with the sorority or the fraternity anymore, and they're giving back their letters and say that they don't want to. And they when I watch those videos, because I just yesterday somebody hit me up. He has a show. Shout out to Frank. He has a show, and he hit me up and he said, "Yo, I want you to be on the panel." And it was like, okay, he said 9:30 tonight. So, and he on 20 different platforms too. Mm-hmm. So he was like, I want you to be on the panel. It was really nice too. So it was 9 different people from different fraternities and sororities, from Black Divine Nine, and we got an opportunity to talk about people denouncing. Now, when you denounce, you actually say that. This is what I've been seeing a lot of people saying. They denounce because it's against their Christianity. Mm. They feel like it's a worshiping of a different God, and they feel like. And I'm in a Black fraternity. I'm an Alpha. Shout out to Alpha's first Black fraternity, Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Great opportunity that I had when I was in college, and I'm never gonna denounce being a member of the fraternity because I'm listening to a lot of these conversations, right? Mm-hmm. When I see these people saying these things, I use a lot of catchphrases and a lot of words, because certain words make you think. They use like the word demonic, and they talk about rituals and things like that, right? Okay. Yeah. But the thing about it, everything has rituals.
Yes.
Huh?
And oaths.
A lot of things have oaths. You know what I'm saying?
Pledge allegiance.
The Pledge allegiance. You pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And a lot of I know that my fraternity, and everything I'm saying, I'm not speaking for our fraternity. I'm speaking for myself and what I've experienced. My fraternity is based on Martin Luther King was an Alpha, Thurgood Marshall was an Alpha. My fraternity is based on Christianity, right? Mm-hmm. But there's certain things. There's a difference between recognizing something and worshiping something.
Yep.
Now I could recognize that the pyramids is a great thing and make that a part of the fraternity, right?
Yeah.
And I could recognize that the Sphinx is something great. I could recognize certain things, but do I worship these things? No. And then when I listen to some of these people talking and listen to them, it's kind of like they were looking for something to worship. Mm-hmm. And instead of worshiping God, because you can say, Pastor Vernon, shout out to Pastor Vernon, who just pledged Alpha, and he's the biggest mega church in Cleveland, and his wife, I can't remember. I don't want to say she pledged him. She didn't pledge, but you have to be able to separate certain things,
right?
And then I listen to these people, and the thing about it too, one thing I noticed is that these cameras, these phones. People get addicted and love attention. Like if you, I'm not saying that I disagree with people denouncing, but when you go public and you start telling secrets, it's just weird to me. And it's like you just want attention. And I was watching this one with this Delta. She was a Delta, and she was just this one day. She had a very short neck, and she was. I didn't mean to talk about her appearance, but that was very noticeable when I was watching the video. And she was talking about how she was telling every secret.
I try not to.
She was telling every secret and just talking about everything that and it's kind of like, I'm just looking at her, and then sometimes, you're supposed to watch these and be unbiased, right?
Right.
But then you just start looking at it, I'm just looking at it like, she looked like somebody that ain't nobody like. She looked like she was in the sorority and nobody really.
It's like a lot of times.
Because sometimes there's personality that takes place too.
Yeah.
Your personality and who you are that person before you become a member of that group. Because when she was telling her story, she was like, yeah, and the big sisters didn't like me. Why? Why didn't they like you?
Right.
Like, what type of person were you? Oh, you're showing what type of person you was. I feel like maybe they should sound like non-disclosure agreements when they join, because you come. How is this a big major thing in Christianity when you are actually? Because they're talking about Christians. That's what the talking line is. It's against Christianity. That's the talking point for all of these videos I've watched.
Okay.
So you're against Christianity, but you sitting up here being a big mouth and just telling everything. And how does your God, who you worship, feel about you being a traitor, and feel about you actually telling people? So, and some of the things that they were saying, it's not like it's to me, it's kind of like how they viewed it, opposed to what actually really happened.
They got lost along their process. Is what it sounds like.
They got lost along their process, and sometimes people try to find something, and then when they find it, it's not exactly what they were looking for. Because it sounds like a lot of them were looking for something to worship.
Yeah.
Yeah, but go ahead. What would you say? I know neither one of y'all are a member of the Divine Nine.
Yeah, I'm
but
not.
y'all, but y'all humans, and y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all,
so I'm gonna play devil in the play. This is what I had to say. So I've been, ever since I heard about it, this is like the first time I've heard about it, because I'm like, why is all of a sudden this is gaining traction? And I've been hitting you up, and I'm like,
yeah, because when there was a lot of people that's not Greek hitting me up about it, it was weird, because it's like, this is something I've always seen these
I've
videos.
never paid attention
but
to
it was
it.
people that's not Greek, that are in fraternities and sororities, like, I ain't never heard of it too. And it's like, how did you not hear of it? Because it's not like it's something on TV, right? So with TV, when you like watch shows, like I watch Martin. You've watched Martin when we were growing up, right?
Yeah.
You were too young.
You was 2 years.
You was 3. But was watching Martin. We all watch the same show.
Yeah.
But when you go on YouTube, your algorithm is whatever you watch.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of people did. That's why you didn't see it, and that's why certain people.
And I'm not no conspiracy theorist, but I'm like, what is going on? Because then I had to, because I'm just gonna let y'all know now, I'm not well educated when it comes to this type of stuff. Because I was like, well, I asked you, I said, are there other nationalities that have fraternities and sororities? And you said, yeah, but you said with black fraternities.
With black fraternities and sororities, mainly, they are in that fraternity or sorority for the rest of their life.
Okay,
and it's a life membership.
So that's why I was like, so
even if you don't pay your life membership and you're not active, you're still a member of that fraternity or sorority. Now, white fraternities and sororities, there are certain fraternities and sororities where they're there forever and they give back money to the campuses and stuff like that. Yeah. But with the black fraternities and sororities, they join grad chapters and they're like still doing things with the brothers and the sisters. So it's a different type of camaraderie that they have. But go ahead.
So I'm just gonna start this just like how you always say, you can't. I'm just gonna put this disclaimer out there. So just because you had a certain experience, you can't discredit somebody else had a different experience. Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna say that. But when I was doing research and I was watching these videos, it seemed like a lot of the stuff that people were talking about, it seemed like they had already had apprehensions before they even pledged. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, if you already had these apprehensions, why did you just go ahead and pledge? Mm-hmm. And I watched a young lady, I think she pledged Delta.
I ain't mad at the Deltas, but it's like, it's mainly Deltas.
Yeah, but she she pledged Delta, she was trying to attribute like all of her partying and drinking and fornication, to her being in the sorority, and it's like
it goes back to being self accountability.
Yeah,
being around my friends who pledged.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say yes, that comes with the lifestyle, but on the outside looking in, it is associated with it. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, that's not the only thing that they do.
But I look at it
and that's an individual experience that you have, because I have like because being in a fraternity or sorority, because of the exclusivity of the whole thing, and like people are intrigued by that. Like, they chose you to be a member of this fraternity. So people like get attracted to that.
Yeah,
right?
But that type of stuff, I look at that as the college lifestyle. I don't look at it as being in a fraternity or sorority. I mean, I know a lot of people that wasn't in fraternities and sororities that did that type of stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
it's the college experience in general. It's not the fraternity experience.
And that's what that's the thing. They try to blame it on the fraternity thing,
right?
Because they feel like it's easier access. But no, going to college, I was getting drunk freshman year, and I wasn't thinking about pledging nothing. So I was kicking it, and I was going to every party,
right?
And so I feel like when I pledged, true story, even though y'all know that I have a drinking problem. You know what I'm saying? I haven't drank in many years. I'm going to say how many years, because me and Jason the same age,
right?
But I could say that when I pledged, I had people telling me I need to chill out. But when I didn't pledge, nobody cared. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But when I pledged, my brothers was like, "Nah, man, you got an issue."
And from what I see, like I know a few alphas.
Yeah.
And it seems like everybody cool. You know what I'm saying? I see like fraternities and sororities doing good in the community. I don't hear about them shooting people, or mass shootings or hurting people and everything. No. So that's why I was kind of...
That goes against everything that it stands for.
Yeah, so, I mean, I can understand if you want to denounce it and you want to go on your spiritual journey.
Exactly.
But just do it.
Do it private.
Yeah.
Peace out.
It's just like, I think a lot of times people...
These cameras.
They it's the cameras, but I think they have... they've had an issue with somebody, or the fraternity or sorority, so it's like, oh, I have an issue, now I'm gonna air you out.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how I feel. It's just like, well, I tried not to look at it how I would handle it, even though it's like, because it's like, even though I got an issue with something, I'm not gonna air out their whole dirty, laundry or whatever.
Because I feel like this, man. Like life is real, and everything is real. It's people in my fraternity I don't like, but I'm not gonna be sitting up here like, I got a podcast, so I got to talk about them on my podcast. You know what I'm saying? But when you get older and you start realizing that with people you don't like, you don't have to deal with.
Right.
Because you ain't got to talk to people in your family. You're not. Sometimes the people pleasing in you can make you feel like, well, we have to have a relationship because we're in the same fraternity, and you don't have to have a relationship with nobody.
Right.
But sometimes it's like, I have a lot of friends that are in my fraternity, and that I have really good relationships with, blood brothers in my fraternity, because it's a commonality that you have.
And like me, I have no problem on how people want to live their life as long as they're not hurting anybody. I know people that's in fraternities. I know people that's in motorcycle clubs. I don't want to say gangs, but motorcycle clubs. I know people that are Freemasons and everything. Right. So I mean, as long as it's not hurting anybody and it's not bothering me and everything, I feel like you should. I don't have no bias. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna dog nobody for what they choose to do.
Yeah, because I saw comments on my page when I wrote somebody like it's about time they start denouncing, and it's like, but why? Because a lot of times people. I be looking at people like, but you wanted to be a member. Never mind.
Because like, just to speak on, so we got 3 different perspectives. You finished your process. Mm-hmm. You never started the process.
No.
I started and never finished. Mm-hmm. So just from the little bit of exposure I have had to it, everything was about outreach, uplift, stuff like that, doing community service, going to study tables. Mm-hmm. The experience that I did have while I was trying to go through the process, it was nothing but positive.
Yeah. And I know with certain associations, and I'm not saying, I know there's a lot of stuff that, you go through and you deal with that the outside is not privy to.
Right.
And I can accept that, because I remember I have a family member that was trying to get me to become a Freemason. So I was like, what do Freemasons do? And they was like, well, you got to come. So I'm like, well, no, I'm not. I'm the one type of people. You got to let me know what's going on.
Yeah, you got to know what you get
But
into.
hey, that's nothing against, but I'm not, if I'm not privy to the information, that's fine. I can understand that because, I'm not part of that association. So I don't get mad because I'm not privy to that information or whatever. But I just think, like, when people just start telling secrets and all that other stuff, that's crazy.
And it's a lot of women, like a lot of these announcements.
No, it's I seen a lot of men. Yeah, I seen
it's dudes too. It's dudes too. It's dudes too. But the videos I watch,
but they wasn't alphas though.
But it's like a lot of sigmas. I say a lot of sigmas.
I seen a lot of sigmas. Yeah,
I say a lot of sigmas. But the crazy thing about it is too, there probably are alphas. I don't know. But the thing about it too is like the telling all the secrets, the women videos.
Yeah,
I'm like, they done told that. I'm like, they need a non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah,
and it's like a lot of deltas, and no, that's no disrespect to the deltas. That should just show you that deltas, being a delta is well sought after.
Yeah.
So a lot of girls, want to be delta. So that's why it's a lot of delta.
Yeah, I think they should start doing the NDAs, man.
Yeah. And then you pay $10,000, you give away secrets.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right, so the Cameron interview on CNN
with Abby Phillips.
That's crazy that he's on CNN just in general.
It's
Starting from there, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's just really weird. He on YouTube and then CNN. And,
that's crazy.
And it's just like Cameron. I grew up on Cameron, one of my favorite rappers growing up. Cameron. And crazy thing is, another one of my favorite rappers growing up. I was telling my age. Mace.
Man.
Yeah, he was.
Mace was one of my
favorite. Your age for sure.
Mace was one of my favorite rappers growing up. Well, my all-time favorite rapper.
KRS-One.
Shut up.
Eric B. Rakim.
Let me see if you know who's my all-time favorite rapper. See, have we ever had this conversation? You already know. He don't like him.
We ain't had this conversation.
Beyonce is not. Yes, she is a rapper. Whatever, nigga. No, my all-time favorite rapper.
Drake.
No. You already know, but you don't want to say the name. Who do you think?
Jaz-O.
No. Who's my all-time favorite rapper?
I really don't know.
Who would you think?
That's why I said KRS-One.
Dude, that's like before my time.
Is it really?
Yes. In real life, yes, that's before my time.
Man, KRS-One ain't before your time.
Yes, I was.
You was probably like 5.
Whatever. Who's your all-time favorite rapper?
I gotta say Lil Wayne. That early to mid 2000s.
You young.
When he was on everybody's, just remixing everybody's, man.
Your all-time favorite rapper is Tupac.
Yeah,
because he's a gimmick just like you. He don't like me saying Tupac was a gimmick. He was a gimmick. I mean, I'm not disrespecting Pac. That's reality of life. I'm not saying that things that Pac said.
All rappers are gimmicks.
Okay, exactly. But I'm not saying Pac was like not telling the truth. I'm just saying that there are gimmicks that are created that are very well defined. And my all-time favorite rapper, which is probably the least of a gimmick, but he crazy.
The least of a gimmick.
But he's crazy, is Kanye. Like, that's my all-time favorite.
I respect that. Okay,
Yeah,
I can go with that.
I mean, he is, but he's my all-time favorite rapper of all time. But we're talking about Mace. Well, not Mace, the interview with Cameron. And I'm glad I got to listen to it before we started the show. Because I saw clips of it and I was like, oh, why he acting so ignorant? Like, why is he acting so... But then I see how they set it up. Like, they were trying to...
They were trying to bait him.
They were trying to bait him just to talk about Diddy. Like, he's not that close to Diddy to where you try... It's like they were trying to... It's like... I would have felt disrespected. Like, y'all just want to bring me here to talk about...
Get some views.
Nothing that I'm talking about. And it's just like y'all try to use this rapper... And then the question that she asked, she said, how does what he's doing relate... I mean, I'm paraphrasing. Relate back to the culture, pretty much. She was saying that the rap culture. How does what he's doing? Because he had people hiding him, but it's just
nothing relates to the rap culture. It's just like with all these younger, newer generation people. It's a lot of older, artists that's been speaking on it. It's like this is not what hip hop is, and this is it's just what's happening now, but it's not a part of it.
It's a part of Hollywood. It's a part.
Yeah, that's more Hollywood. That's the mainstream.
But it's a part of being rich too. I mean, people been taking advantage of people since the beginning of time from having money. Like, I don't think it's just because he's a black rich man. I mean, Harvey Weinstein was doing it. What's the other dude name? Epstein. There's so many different names. There's so many other people that is wrapped up in this whole Diddy case too that are black, white, different colors. I think that money. I'm not saying money is the root of all evil, but when you have access to, it's not the root of all evil. When you have money, you can do a lot of things. You could do a lot more things that it would bring out the bad side of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's certain people you don't hear certain things. Like, if I heard something about Denzel was doing, you know what I'm saying? I'll be like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? But when I heard about the whole Diddy thing, I wasn't surprised because I've been hearing this since I've been a child. Yeah. Like when I heard about R. Kelly, I watched the video. I saw it when I was a little kid. Everybody saw the R. Kelly video. When you hear things about certain people, I came to find out, like the Bill Cosby thing. I never heard anything about the Bill Cosby thing growing up, but a lot of people that were a little bit older than me heard a lot of stuff about the Bill Cosby stuff. So it's like sometimes when people are saying certain things, it's because they already know that. You know what I'm saying? But the Cameron interview, I feel like it was tasteless. I feel like he reacted, and that's probably how he gonna react because he's a street dude. He's a street dude, so he's probably gonna react like that. He didn't react in the most classiest of manners, and he kind of like he was like, who
I wouldn't even. You know what? It's just like how you said the clips that were brought when I first saw it. It was just like I'm like
because he kept trying to be professional.
Yeah,
and they kept
because I'm gonna say like
they kept trying to.
His image now is more so he's trying to do like more of the activist route. A lot of the people is trying to do more of the political activist thing. Yeah. I don't really like that though. Like a lot of these rappers trying to do a political activist route. I don't like it because how you deal with politics is different than how the normal person deals with politics. Sure. Things that you if you're not in touch with the people, then I feel like you shouldn't try to act so in touch with. Because a lot of these people haven't been in touch with people in a long time.
When it comes to Cameron, like him and Mace, they have like under what's his name, Club Shake, whatever, Shannon Sharp. They have like one of the biggest sports podcasts, whatever. They talk about sports and everything, and they used to have O.J. Simpson on there as a regular, so O.J. used to be on there, Maurice Clarett and everything. But that's why I didn't understand why they brought him on CNN. If you've seen his interview with Bill O'Reilly, you already know how Cameron is. And just like how you said, it was just like how they put the clips out there. It made him seem like he was just being an a-hole. But it's like when he first started off the interview, he stated that
he was trying hard not to be one.
Yeah. You
didn't see it. Yeah, he was trying his best to be civil.
Yeah, and then he was like, he disagreed with everything that he did. He said he disagreed with the video and everything that Diddy's being charged with. And whoever put Abby Phillip up to this interview, man, they set her up. Yeah, because she kept asking questions about Diddy. He said professionally, he said he doesn't know Diddy like that. He said he's just been around him, and they even showed a clip when him and Mace were sitting there discussing about when he was coming up. Mace took his demo tape to Big because he said he felt like he would be better hands with Big than he would with Diddy. Right. So and he thanked Mace for that or whatever. So then it's just like they just kept asking him questions about Diddy after he said he doesn't have a close relationship with Diddy. So if you know anything about Cameron, he's gonna get ignorant. So he has some type of sex drink or something that he had. So he started plugging his sex drink. He started plugging his podcast or whatever. And then he kind of got pissed, like, who's, set me up for this interview and everything. Now, a lot of people was saying that he was, unprofessional and everything. But,
they forced his hand.
Yeah, but different people deal with things a certain way. Like, I wouldn't have did it. I would have probably just left. But he probably felt like, hey, since y'all gonna waste my time, I'm gonna waste y'all time too. Right. Yeah. So it's just like one of them things. Where
because it's kind of like, and then I feel like she was doing it, watching it like she wanted him to get ignorant because he was like telling her like, yo, let's move on.
Almost like antagonizing.
Yeah, she was just antagonizing, and I was like, you know what? you are really trying to pull this dude's card, and he about to show you. Yeah. So it's kind of like, I mean, that's how. What you y'all? Anything else?
Nah. Shout out Cameron though.
Eric.
Oh. What? Now you want me?
Because this is your part of the show.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we had our last feature topic.
God, this dude is slow. Go ahead.
Everybody get us canceled, man. I ain't say nothing. But we are on our last portion. We are at our featured topic. This is our last featured topic. If you guys watched all the past 4 episodes, you know Terrence picked all these topics. So this is his last topic that he picked. Mm-hmm. Okay. So
probably
this
gonna
topic,
choose the next 4 topics.
Yeah. So this topic is, how do you feel about total police immunity? So explain this, Terrence, about.
Well, I was watching an interview with Donald Trump. I know you try to stay away from politics. I was watching an interview with Donald Trump, and let's leave Trump out of it. I mean, because we could take it away from politics. But he was saying that he's going to make sure that the police have total police immunity. And I was watching it, and I'm like, is he going to say something different? But no, he left it as that. And I'm just thinking, like, total police immunity means that you could do whatever the hell you want to do to me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you got to be, what book was that? The 4 Agreements, where it says you have to be immaculate with your words. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of these politicians don't be immaculate with their words.
They don't have to be.
But you should be, because it's kind of hard to give police total police immunity. Now, one thing I saw during the pandemic though was I don't want to sound like this. I saw a lot of people acting ignorant when it came to the police, like acting stupid and nonsensical. I know you had a bad experience with the police. Okay, that was a long time ago, but
I had a couple of bad experiences.
Okay,
a few.
And they were black too. The police that you had a bad experience with, they were black.
Not all of them.
Okay, well, not
but
all of
them.
them.
I mean, it doesn't.
But what I'm just saying is, I have friends that's police officers, good friends that's police officers, right? That like very highly educated, would not try to, and I know that. The thing is, I don't care what I was about to say the N word. I don't care what people want, and people like the police, the police this. I'm going to say this, but then I'm going to go back to the total police immunity.
And I'm going to come back to what you about to say.
I feel like we need those civil organizations. We need the police.
Yeah.
We need hospitals. We need those things. I hate when I see people talk about we don't need the police. Like, well, who's going to protect me from you? Yeah. Because who's going to protect me from you when you want to go crazy and live up in your emotions, and because of all this trauma you've been through, because of everything that created you, because you didn't know another way, because of your broken situation with your mama, you ain't know who your daddy was, your mama fighting this dude, you watching your mama getting beat, so it puts something inside of you to where you don't trust the world, so you want to come out and make sure that I feel something, you know, you want to harm somebody, not even just me, but you want to harm somebody else because of everything. The police is here to protect us sometimes.
You will have the reintroduction, if that was to happen, you will have the reintroduction of those civil neighborhood organizations.
If you got rid of the police?
Yeah, if you got rid of the police.
Okay.
Now, things with those groups have got skewed over the years and lost touch with the original development of why they were developed for those neighborhoods. I can see those things coming back underneath new names because the names associated with those groups that supposed to protect those areas in those given cities just got a bad reputation flat out.
Yeah.
So it'd be almost like a rinse and repeat cycle with how that stuff happened.
Yeah. So, but I want you to explain that a little bit more. So, what groups are these? You said you don't know the names of groups, but
like the original. So, like, you know, you have like the Black Panther parties. You have like the Crips and the Bloods. Like the original meanings, like the history of like how they originally started. It was really to protect their neighborhoods. And to provide that protection for them.
But are they adding those protections now? Like,
it wouldn't be a need because we have the police. And that's like I'm saying, if the police were not to be a thing, because with change, with certain things coming and going, change has to happen. So it's always a reaction for an action or whatever the case is. Mm-hmm. So if that was to be an action of no more police checks and balances, then you will have the rebuilding of group and neighborhood organizations.
Yeah. All right. So this is my opinion. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But this is my opinion. We do not need total police immunity.
Right.
Like that's the question.
Right.
I think that the police still need to be accountable.
No, yes.
For everything that they do, just like if we had different groups like checks and balances, they need to be accountable. Anybody that is dealing with human life needs to be accountable.
Exactly.
Okay, so can I give my opinion?
No, but go ahead.
This is one of the problems that I have with these situations when it comes to police officers. Just like you said, that, and this is no disrespect to anybody that's a police officer. You know, I know a couple people that's police officers too. You said you know a couple good people that you know, good friends of yours are police officers or whatever. So my thing is, when you have good officers, I feel like the police need to police themselves. Mm-hmm. That's just like me working for a school district, right? And I know one of my coworkers is molesting a kid, and I don't say nothing about it. I'm just as guilty as that person is. Right. So if I'm a police officer and I know my partner is going out there beating people, I know he's planting drugs on people, I know he'll shoot this person at the drop of a dime, and you don't say nothing about it, then how can you really be a good person, a good cop, if you're not willing to stand up to your colleague and say, no, this isn't right, we need to do something about this?
Yeah, I mean, you are correct. I do agree with that. That sometimes we gotta hold ourselves accountable if we're in certain positions because of the people that we're working with, because we want to protect the people that we're working with. Yeah. And then sometimes, like back in the day, I mean, things are different now because a lot of police officers I'm talking about, they're black. Like back in the day, it was not like, I remember through Garfield, it was not a lot of black police officers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people that claim, you know, that they allegedly was beat by the police. Mm-hmm. I mean, and none of those police officers was black. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They was like, they got beat. I mean, true enough, they were selling the drugs, so they didn't want to go tell on the police. Yeah. But I don't hear a lot of that going on right now. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know because I'm not a criminal.
Yeah, I mean, even you look at the George Floyd situation when you had a police officer stand on this dude, kneel on this dude's neck for like 9 minutes, and you got other police officers just standing there. When I mean, as a human being, even though
when do the human instinct?
Like when do you tell your partner like, "Hey, man, that's not right." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that's one of the reasons why. That's one of the many reasons why people have problems with police, because they feel like police operate like a gang.
Dude, I remember one time I got pulled over I got pulled over. This was years ago. I don't even know if I told you this story. Mm-hmm. This was in Beechwood. I got pulled over in Beechwood. Sound familiar? Mm-mm. Okay, I got pulled over in Beechwood, right? Mm-hmm. Police officer, about shorter than you, like little police officer, little white dude, pulled me over because, mind you, I'm drinking and driving. He said I'm swerving. It was like 3:00 in the morning. I was coming from somebody's house asking me to help them write this letter so they could try to get their kids. They don't deserve to have their kids, but I helped them anyway to help them.
That's crazy.
I'm trying to play it off.
I was trying to keep a straight face.
True story. So I had to write a letter to help him write a letter to the court. You know what I'm saying? So I'm driving home. Police officer pulled me over and said, "You swerving?" And you know I'm tired, so I'm telling him. And I keep telling him that So I'm like, just give me a breathalyzer, because it got to the point where he just kept insisting, and then giving me these. He told me to say the alphabet backwards. I mean,
I can't do it.
Sober, I can't tell the alphabet.
Yeah, they need to get rid of that.
So I'm like, this dude is trying to like really pick on me. Yeah. And then he just kept going, and then he was like, so I was like, man, dude, just give me a breathalyzer. Yeah. So he like, nah. Then he called his. I guess I don't know if he called him, but his homeboy came. The other cop came. And you know, he had me come out of the car. He had me doing like sobriety tests and all this stuff, so he could mess with me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not so he could try to solve the situation. So he just kept bothering. So I was like, dude, I'm telling you, it's like 40 minutes, we the same thing. Then I was like, are you about to give me a ticket? And he said, well, I said, you're not about to give me a ticket. You haven't found anything. I'm about to get my car and go home.
Yeah, because you're not even detained at that point.
Yeah, I'm not. I was like, I'm about to get my car and go home. So the other cop look at that. You could see them, but looking at, and the other cop just looking at him like, if you don't let this dude go, that's how the other cop was looking at him. Yeah. True story. The other cop was looking at him like, man, just let him go. And I was like, well, I'm about to get in my car and I'm about to go home. And then the other cop was like, and he was like, yeah, just go ahead and go. But, man, I was not scared because I was angry, but when I thought about it when I left, I kind of got like, dang. I could have been in this situation. And so I called the police station the next day, and they said they watched the video and he did nothing wrong. And then he was like, and I was like, what? And I was like, and he was like, well, you could come and talk to me. If, you know, I'm like, dude, I don't even want to meet you. That's what I told him. I was like, I don't even want to meet you.
So if the police had total immunity, he could probably just shoot you. He was like, hey, you.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's what total immunity means. Yeah. Total immunity means that, you know, if you shoot me, you're justified, even if I did nothing. Yeah, so I feel like it's a dumb thing to say. I'm not going to say who said it, because I know politics makes everybody mad. And I know you don't really want to talk about politics. You already said who said it. Oh, I did.
You did.
Yeah. Oh, well. I apologize.
I just think a lot of times people. I mean, something like that. I don't think that it would fly. I just think people say things to speak to the masses,
just to get them wild up.
Yeah. You know, it's something.
It's to get your attention.
Yeah, and then it's kind of like a lot of times in like a more Eurocentric thinking, people feel that, and I don't mean, I'm trying to find the best way to say it. They feel like it's us against the criminal, right?
Yeah,
and then sometimes the black thinking is to think we are the criminals because we already judged by our skin color, right? And that's a part of the trauma that's taught to us,
right?
That even though me, you, and him, we going to work and we're doing productive things, but we're supposed to think that because of our color we're the criminals, right? But they're teaching us like, no, it's not what we're actually saying. We're talking about just criminals. But a lot of times, I mean, when these elections come around, they play all these little games with people's minds, where it's like it's adding more to just than just the issues.
But I mean, if and then you would have certain people that would hear this and listen to this, were like, well, you know, police officers, they already have a hard job. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have it hard as it is, or whatever. But I mean, I understand. I do agree they do have a hard job. I do agree that we need police officers. But I think that, you know, there needs to be more extensive training as well. You know, I think a lot of the I have a family member that was in the Army, and, you know, I talked to him, and he was saying, like, some of these police officers have more free range than we did when we was in the Army, and we was over fighting
for the country.
Yeah, fighting the Desert Storm, you know. So, and then some of the weapons that they get is military grade. So, I mean, I feel like the soldiers have to be trained in order to use these weapons.
They need more hours.
Yeah, they need more training.
And I do believe that we are big on psychology now, like right. And I do believe that they need to get to see about the psyche of these people. Yeah, because, you know what I'm saying, the mental health and see
the domestic violence, you know, rates in police officers is pretty high too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know it's a hard job and everything, but total police immunity, I don't see that happening. Yeah,
it's kind of weird. How you feel, Jay?
Yeah, nah. And to piggyback off it, they need more training because they have like less training hours than like most other professions, which is crazy to me.
Yeah. Which is weird.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Because I know some dudes, they become a cop just because they got all C's in high school.
Yeah, like I don't know the exact amount of hours of training that they have, but I know it's like for like barbers and cosmetologists, I'm pretty sure they have less hours that they have to put in than a profession to basically style and cut somebody's hair. That is insane.
That's weird as hell.
And you have people's lives in your hands.
Exactly.
That is, to me, that just doesn't make sense.
Well, Anything else y'all want to say about it?
Man, we enjoy having you, man.
Yeah, man.
It was nice.
This, you know, I told you it's like my little brother, right? It's my little brother.
He said that about everybody. Everybody always.
When did I ever say ever call somebody my little brother?
Little brother, his son, all this.
I'll call you my son because you're short, but
man, you like inch taller than me, man.
That's a lie. But yeah, we do appreciate you coming. Any last words?
No, I want to come back if that's a thing.
Oh man, everybody always want to come back to the
podcast. We definitely want you to come back, man. Thank y'all for watching another episode. Yeah. Thank y'all for watching another episode of Thought Ops. I see you trying to get your phone thing. I know you're a busy man. He's well sought after. So thank y'all for watching another episode of Thought Ops, and like, share, subscribe, and we definitely want you to come back again.
For sure.
Definitely want you to come back again. We really enjoy having you, man.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Peace.